For 30 years, she entered through the again door until she bought the entire house. Margaret Harris worked as a maid for the women-owned family, a call that meant money, repute, and electricity. Each morning earlier than dawn, she walked up the lengthy driveway, her breath forming little clouds within the cold air. Best to stop at the return entrance due to the fact that the front door wasn't for her kind. She raised their children, served their guests, and kept their secrets and techniques. She polished the silver, mended the linens, and discovered the intricacies of walking a household that felt like its very own kingdom. Yet, she became by no means once invited to sit at their table. The lower back door creaked with every entry, a consistent reminder that no matter how tons she gave, irrespective of how a lot she sacrificed, she didn't belong. One iciness night, Mr. Whitman's son, Daniel, now grown, paused at the porch and watched Margaret sweeping the steps. "You've been right here longer than absolutely everyone," he stated quietly, his voice breaking the stillness of the night time. "However, no one ever thanked you." Margaret smiled softly, her eyes reflecting the faint glow of the porch light. "I didn't do it for thank you, kid. I did it to live to tell the tale," she stated, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Her phrases carried the weight of a long time spent in quiet labor, of mornings she had began earlier than the solar, and nights that ended lengthy, after all people else had long gone to mattress. Years exceeded, the mansion grew quiet, the laughter of kids and clinking of glasses changed. Through silence, the Whitmans, once proud and untouchable, sold it and left, drowning in debt and pride, their legacy fading like the pages of a forgotten ebook. But Margaret, who had saved each dollar she ever earned, even while operating jobs to make ends meet, returned years later. Simplest this time, she wasn't carrying an apron, and there has been no hint of the woman who had entered through the return door. So many years in the past, a graceful black vehicle pulled up the lengthy driveway, its polished surface reflecting the grand void she had once in demand from a distance. Margaret stepped out, fashionable and calm, each movement measured with the self-assurance of a person who had subsequently claimed what become hers. She walked to the identical grand the front door she had as soon as been forbidden to the touch, its brass take care of sparkling inside the afternoon sun. The new real estate agent smiled warmly, handing her the keys. They had closed the door on her as soon as, but now, she had built one in every of her own. And as she grew to become the lock and stepped in her, the house no longer whispered exclusion, it welcomed her, at final, as its rightful proprietor.